everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Pages and Paws now. I nearly go to say I'm Stacey in my reading corner. I am in my reading corner, but I've got my pages with me, but my paws, I think all three sets of paws are upstairs with the children, so it's just make do with me today, I'm afraid. These are all the books that I've got on my TBR that I want to read in autumn, so through the months of September, October and November, because as we get to the end of November I will want to turn to Christmassy and winter books. It's quite a big pile. It's not including what's on my Kindle, so it's just TBR for my physical copy. The first one is The Reappearance by Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is a thriller by Holly Jackson and it will be the first book that I've read by her, but I was just really intrigued about this one because it sounds really good. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mum's mysterious disappearance 16 years ago. Rachel Price vanished and young Belle was the only witness. Rachel is gone, presumed dead. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agreed to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal. Then Rachel Price reappears again and life will never be normal again. Just because she reappeared, I'm really intrigued with this one. The next book that is on my TBR is, since reading an Agatha Christie book on my Kindle on holiday, I'm kind of hooked because I thought it was really good when I read Death of the Clouds. So I bought two more, and one of them is Dumb Witness by Agatha Christie. It's a Poirot one from the Poirot series. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, so I do apologise. Everyone blames the dog. When a wealthy spinster trips on the stairs, it only seems natural to assume it's an accident. A rubber ball was left there by a lively terrier. And yet, the more Emily Arundel thought about it, the more convinced she became that one of her relatives was trying to kill her. Seeking answers, she writes to the famous detective Poirot. Only by the time the letter arrives, Miss Arundel is dead. So it's like from the Queen of Crime, a crime book. I also did pick up a Miss Marple one, The Body in the Library by Agatha Christie, where Miss Bantry wakes to find a body in her library. There's only one woman to call, her good friend Jane Marple. But she hasn't called her old friend for comfort. The body in the library has been murdered, and Miss Marple is so very good at solving murders. Her investigation uncovered a scandal far darker than any of them could have imagined, and this time she may be out of her depth. So I'm really looking forward to those three. Bit of mysteries in there with those thrillers. Keeping in with the sort of, I think, thriller theme is Butter by, do apologise if I don't say it right, Asako Yuzuki. I don't know, I'm really sorry. Gourmet cook Mankeo sits in a Tokyo detention centre. Convinced of the serial murders of a lonely businessman, who she is said to have seduced with her delicious home cooking, she refuses to speak to any press. That is until journalist Rikita Bachida writes a letter asking for her recipe for beef stew, and Kajia can't resist writing back. I do apologise if my pronunciation is completely off, but I'm terrible. Rikita rarely cooks more than her instant ramen, but as her conversations with Kage unfold, they seem closer to a masterclass in food than journalistic research. With each meal Rikita eats under close instructions, some would think is awakening in her body. Might she and Kage have more in common than she once thought? This is won awards for Waterstones. I've wanted to pick it up for a long time and I finally have. It is quite a thick one, but you know, night's going to draw in over autumn and it's going to hopefully get cold and wet and my kind of weather, perfect reading weather. So yeah, another one looking forward to. The next one is going to be a fantasy, and it's Books, Shops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. Now, I've read Legends and Lattes a couple of years ago, just over a year ago, and I absolutely loved it. It is a cosy fantasy. This is the second book to the series, and the third one I believe is coming out soon, September, October time. Viv's career with its renowned... It's alright, I can't read with my glasses anymore. Isn't going to plan. Wounded and packed off to sleepy town of Merck. She is so far from the action that she worries she'll never be able to return to it. What's a forwarded soldier of fortune to do? Spending her hours at the struggling bookshop in the company of the foul-mouthed perpetrator is the last thing Viv would have predicted, even though it may be exactly what she needed. But a suspicious traveller in grey, a gnome with a chip on her shoulder, a summer fling and an improbable number of skeletons soon proved Merck to be more eventful than Viv could ever expected. Just sounds really cosy. Hopefully it's as good as Legends of Lattes, and it just sounds really cosy, especially for when the nights are drawing in. So yeah, I'm really excited to read that one as well. The next one is The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Maya Mochizuki. Terrible, I really am. Under a glistening full moon, a Kyoto coffee shop appears only where and when it's needed. It's run by talking cats and serving delicious desserts and old-fashioned astrological wisdom. This coffee shop attracts customers who have lost their way in life. From a failed video game developer to a romantically challenged TV director, in the middle of the night, the felines guides will set everyone on their destined path. I just thought it was cute because it had cats on. It's Japanese translated, and all the Japanese translated that I've read in the past is really good. And you know, sometimes in reality you do get lost in life, so I'm looking forward to that one. It's nice and short. The next one I'm going to read in October. Why? Because the title is October. It's a young adult, young book, middle grey book, Katia Belen. October and her dad live in the woods. They sleep in the house Dad built for them, and they know the trees and rocks and the lake and the stars like best friends. They live in the woods and they are wild. And that's the way it is. Until the year October turns 11. That's the year October rescues a baby owl. It's the year Dad falls out of the biggest tree and goes to hospital. The year the woman who calls herself October's mother comes back. The year everything changes. I love this cover. It is very autumnal. You can see it's windy because of a scarf. We've got an owl, the colours. I just think this is a beautiful cover. Very autumnal as well. And obviously the name is an autumnal. So this is one I'm going to say for the beginning of October. It'd probably be a quick read by the looks of it. But yeah, just in love with the cover. Really am. Absolutely gorgeous. The next one is The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris. Nestled in the cobblestone streets of Rumours are whispering through the town that its pastries offer a taste of magic. Hang on. The next book I'll be reading is The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris. For Edie Lane, a recipe for disaster doesn't require that many ingredients. Take an unhealthy amount of wishful thinking and sprinkle on desperation. And now that Edie has left everything behind in Ireland for her dream job at a bakery in Paris, except for the bakery isn't in Paris and neither is Edie. This might not be where Edie intended to be, but she soon realises she's exactly where she needs to be. Very mysterious. Don't know if it has autumnal themes, but I just thought it was like a cosy, mysterious book to curl up with during the cooler months. So yeah, looking forward to that one. The last one is, again, you know what I'm like if you've been here a while. In true fashion, sometimes I start a book, I put it down, then never pick it up again for a very long time. It can be years, don't know why, but I know I was enjoying this. I'm reading them complete out of order, but I'm heading off to Dream Harbour for the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is the first book in the series. I read the Strawberry Patch Pumpkin House back on my Kindle in the summer holidays, and I kind of whizzed through it, and I thought, it's not a book I normally do pick up, but I do enjoy the series. When Jeannie's aunt gives her her beloved pumpkin spice cafe in the small town of Dream Harbour, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from a very dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbour's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself unexpectedly drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has the city girl found one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? I have only read Strawberry Patch Pancake House thoroughly, and I do love that it did mention, and I think a lot of the other books do mention other characters from the other books, because I know Jeannie and the cafe was mentioned and came up in the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. So I'm interested to know, by reading the first book, second, who's going to pop up in this book. So yeah, here is a lovely big pile of books that I want to read in autumn, but don't forget it takes me from September, October and through to November, middle of November, before I start feeling Christmassy and want to read winter books and Christmas books. So let me know below, what are you planning on reading this autumn? Autumn is my most favourite time of year. What is your favourite season during the year? Is it autumn? Are you a pumpkin spice latte girl like me? Because it is out now at Starbucks. It came out 2 days ago and I am yet to have one yet. What are your plans to read this autumn? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye!